emergency message from the National Emergency Coordination Center. Please listen carefully and follow all instructions. This is not a drill. We are issuing an urgent advisory concerning reports of unusual feline behavior across multiple states. Over the past 72 hours, local authorities have received hundreds of calls describing similar events. Domestic cats exhibiting what witnesses describe as human imitation. What began as a few isolated cases in small Midwestern towns has now spread into over 20 regions, with new reports coming in every hour. The incidents appear to follow a pattern, starting with minor mimicry and developing into complex, deliberate behaviors that cannot be explained by normal animal instincts. The first confirmed report came early Monday morning from a residential neighborhood outside Dayton, Ohio. A woman named Emily Carter called her local sheriff's office to report that her cat, a 6-year-old tabby named Max, had been standing upright on his hind legs for nearly 20 minutes. She said he wasn't playing or stretching. He was simply standing there, motionless, staring directly at her. At first, she laughed it off, but then she noticed something that made her stop. Every time she changed her posture, the cat copied her exactly. When she leaned against the counter, he did the same. When she crossed her arms, he crossed his front paws. When she tilted her head, he tilted his. Emily said it felt like being watched by something that understood her. The behavior lasted for almost 3 hours before the cat suddenly dropped back down and walked away as if nothing had happened. She tried filming it, but the cat stopped the moment she picked up her phone. That evening, another report came from Cedar Falls, Iowa. Mark Alvarez, an accountant, was working late in his home office when his black cat, Luna, jumped onto the chair across from him and sat in a perfect mirror of his posture. He thought it was funny until he deliberately moved his arms and the cat adjusted to match. When Mark stood up to get coffee, Luna followed him out of the office, walking on her hind legs the entire way. His wife, Megan, walked in and froze. Her husband was pouring coffee at the counter, and next to him, their cat was standing beside him, paws slightly raised, staring at the mug. Megan said the cat's eyes never left Mark's face, and its movements were too aware. By Tuesday morning, the reports had spread to other towns. In Madison, Wisconsin, a woman named Rachel Boyd woke up at 2 in the morning to find her cat lying beside her on the bed, head on the pillow, paw tucked under her chin, mimicking her sleeping position. When Rachel sat up in shock, the cat did too. She went to the bathroom to splash water on her face, but when she looked in the mirror, she saw the cat behind her, standing upright on its hind legs, tilting its head slowly from side to side, as if trying to copy her expressions. Rachel said she felt cold all over, not because of what she saw, but because of how quiet it was. The cat didn't make a sound, it just watched. Later that afternoon, a 12-year-old boy named Jacob Miller called 911 in tears, saying his cat, Pumpkin, was acting like a person. When officers arrived, they found the orange tabby sitting upright at the kitchen table, paws resting on a spoon, eyes locked on Jacob's mother as she spoke. Jacob's mother, a veterinarian, confirmed that Pumpkin had been trying to talk. The cat would respond to questions with meows that matched the tone and rhythm of human speech. She said it wasn't random. The sounds had a pattern, almost conversational. That night, the cat climbed into Jacob's bed, lying flat on its back under the blanket, paws crossed on its chest. When Jacob reached out to pet it, the cat reached back and gently brushed his hair with its paw. Same motion, same rhythm. Jacob screamed, and the cat rolled over and pretended to sleep. By Wednesday, the number of reports had doubled. An elderly man in Portland, Oregon, called animal control after noticing that his cat, Daisy, had begun copying his entire morning routine. Each day when he sat down for breakfast, the cat sat across from him, upright, front paws on the table, mimicking the motion of eating. When he did his light morning stretches, Daisy stood on her hind legs and moved her paws in the same way. Each evening, when he read his newspaper, she sat across from him, holding a torn piece of paper between her paws, eyes scanning from side to side. He said it looked like she was pretending to read. Experts reviewing these cases have identified 4 distinct stages of the behavior. Stage 1 begins with long periods of staring and basic posture imitation. Stage 2 involves walking upright and copying tone or rhythm of speech. Stage 3 includes daily routine mimicry, sitting at tables, sleeping in beds, using utensils, or pretending to read. Stage 4, reported only a handful of times, involves what witnesses describe as studying. The cat will sit motionless for hours, watching its owner, sometimes through mirrors or from doorways, as if trying to memorize behavior. Several people have reported waking up at night to find their cat standing in the hallway, facing their bedroom door, perfectly still. If you observe any of these behaviors, remain calm. Do not make direct eye contact with the cat. Do not shout, touch, or attempt to interrupt what it's doing. Slowly remove yourself from the room and close the door behind you. Avoid using bright lights or taking photos, as sudden flashes seem to intensify the behavior. Do not allow affected cats near children or elderly family members. While no aggression has been reported, cats during these episodes display strength and balance far beyond normal limits. Officials believe the phenomenon spreads between animals through observation. In neighborhoods where one case has been reported, others soon follow. Some experts think the cats may be learning from each other. Surveillance footage from several homes shows affected cats standing upright for extended periods during nighttime hours, staring directly at bedroom doors. In one case, a camera recorded a cat turning its head toward the lens, noticing it was being watched, and then reaching out to cover the camera with its paw. Veterinary tests show no signs of infection, illness, or neurological disorder. The animals appear completely healthy. Their heart rate, reflexes, and brain activity remain normal, even during mimicry episodes. This has made containment extremely difficult. Without a medical explanation, there's no clear method of treatment or prevention. If your cat begins showing signs of imitation, contact the Emergency Coordination Center immediately. Do not attempt to confine the cat yourself unless instructed by authorities. Do not transport affected animals in personal vehicles unless absolutely necessary. Specialized response teams are equipped to handle containment safely. It is important to understand that these episodes come and go. Cats return to normal behavior between incidents, often for hours or even days at a time. Do not assume the situation has ended simply because your cat appears fine. Patterns suggest that mimicry grows stronger and more frequent over time. Several witnesses report the same final detail, that the cats seem to know when they are being observed. They often stop when phones or cameras are raised, or when people speak directly to them. One homeowner described it best: "It's like they know when you know." Investigators are now trying to determine the cause. Environmental factors, disease, and exposure to toxins have all been ruled out. Some behavioral scientists suspect a collective learning phenomenon, something spreading through observation, not biology. The unsettling part is the apparent intention behind it. Witnesses describe the mimicry not as random, but as precise, focused, and purposeful. One report mentioned a cat that learned how to open a refrigerator door after watching its owner do it. Another managed to slide open a latch on a pet carrier during transport. Animal control officers have confirmed at least 3 cases of cats escaping secured cages using methods they should not physically understand. Residents are advised to remain calm and follow safety guidelines. Keep normal lighting in your home. Do not panic, do not provoke or challenge the animal. If the behavior begins, leave the area quietly and wait for it to end. This broadcast will repeat every 2 hours until notice further. Updates will be issued through official emergency channels and local authorities. If you are unable to reach emergency services by phone, go to your nearest police or fire station. Bring identification
and any evidence of unusual animal behavior you may have recorded. Do not share unverified videos or images online, as misinformation may interfere with response operations. Remember, the cats are not sick and they are not violent, but they are changing. The silence between episodes is not calm, it is learning. Stay alert, report unusual behavior, and if your cat starts copying you, leave the room immediately, because by the time it stops, it may have already learned more than you think. This has been an emergency broadcast from the National Emergency Coordination Center. Stay inside, stay safe, and remain vigilant.